something that shouldn't be there is removed or alleviated.
So when is the expected date to open the facility?
I believe as of right now, as soon as this Friday would be, because I think y'all start school on Monday, is kind of the target that Mr. Martinez has to complete all of that. It has to be staffed. You have to have the appropriate number of people that can be there to make sure that folks are safe whenever they're out there at the park. Those things, so long as they happen this week, it can open as soon as Friday.
So you're opening the facility without presenting the,
I'm not opening anything.
I know, you're gonna open the facility then without presenting the court with the approved certificates.
I anticipate opening by Friday based on the recommendation of the architect, based on all the reports that I have received from all the experts, that it's ready and able to be open. That's my anticipation.
I can send it to you, Commissioner, the certificate of substantial completion with punch list attached.
Have we completed the checklist through the county auditor to make sure that all the photograph and everything is done for the release of funds as well, or?
Yes, he's been involved throughout the process.
So are we gonna receive a copy of that as well,
I don't,
of what's been turned in as far as that?
Basically, everything that he submits is what we use. What
No,
they
'cause
say.
remember Dimmit County has their own checklist of completion form of projects, where we have to take pictures of certain areas to make sure that certain things are completed before we release funding from. And that comes from the financial side from us. Did we complete that?
Yeah, the only
There's
thing,
a retainage fee in the contract, Commissioner, that we will not release those funds until it's 100%, the punch list is 100%. So there's still a retainage fee that is owed to Catamount that will not be distributed to Catamount until it's been complete, the punch list is 100%. So in regards to that, yes, you're right, we're gonna have pictures, we're gonna have everything. All of that's gonna be submitted before final payment. We're not gonna give final payment until everything is 100% completed. But we're talking about utilizing the facilities, that can be utilized already, but while they're completing other areas, it was kind of like what Mr. Franklin was saying, like whenever someone's trying to remodel an area, they close it off and they're using some part of it while they're remodeling the other part. We don't pay until it's 100%. Until that punch list is 100% completed, we will pay the rest of the amount.
Judge, I do appreciate putting the agenda item on the agenda and having discussion with the court on everything having to do with the sports complex. I just find it very, very hard to have full faith in the decision making, especially when not being provided any documentation showing that the structure is safe. At this point, we just have to take word of mouth, and a lot
But
of
the
the time.
structure is safe, Commissioner,
we
you're
have
gonna get your report.
But we have
They'll
nothing,
give
but
you
we
the
have nothing
report.
as of right now, and that's just my main concern, because if people vote on us.
I'm not gonna open a project by Friday and put this county at risk for anything, Commissioner. I'm gonna make myself very clear right now to you, to the constituents and everybody in this room. I am not gonna jeopardize Dimmit County. I am opening this project based on the recommendation of experts like our council, Mr. Franklin, on the project manager, Mr. Martinez, on our architect, Mr. Calzada, on the ADA report that says that it's accessible for disabilities, on the MPE report, everything that there is, I know you use the word structural, that there is no structure other than
There wouldn't be
the,
a leak of molding getting into the building. if
but
there was
that's
no
not
structural
structure, that's not,
issue.
structure is like the building, structure
Yes,
is
and there
the,
would be no-
that is not structural, you're using a word that does not.
I just wanted to be known that if it is
That
gonna
is-
open up, that
it
it's
is
opening
possible.
up based just on your word, and it's basically going on word of mouth. There's
That's not
nothing
on
that's
my
being
word, I'm
presented
opening it
us
based
as
on,
paperwork being provided to the court, telling us that it is safe to go by.
and I will,
I
we
do
will
know
get
that,
that.
I do know that I will give you that, Judge, absolutely. I do know that you have no ill intention of putting anybody in jeopardy.
Thank you.
But historically speaking, patterns have shown is that a lot of the times you take a step forward without considering the fourth or the fifth or the sixth steps.
You know,
And
I-
that's all I'm trying to avoid, but that is a personal opinion. So if there is nothing as far as a decision being made on this topic, I do appreciate the time,
Thank
and
you.
later on, we will have a further discussion to make sure that that paperwork is presented to us. And it isn't something that's just being told to us as word of mouth. we do need proper documentation showing that it is safe to enter. If not, that's not something that, I mean, this is not proper practice of opening up a facility. I don't think anything has been a proper practice, but, thank you, Mr. Franklin. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you coming down here to have this discussion.
Thank you, Commissioner. And you, at any time, do you have any questions
Yes, sir.
on anything that I'm working on, or you have a request for documents that I may have? All you have to do is ask and I'll give them to you anytime.
Yes, sir. I know you've been very, very upfront with having that open transparency with the court. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I just wanna mention that anything that we have paid has been approved by the architect that work done. And we do not pay until they sign off on any report.
I understand that, Mr. Pereira, and I do appreciate that as well. It's just that we haven't been presented anything in court as far as it, so I'm grateful that y'all guys are doing your part as well, and I do believe that you have done it. I just, us as a court have not seen any paperwork regarding the facility, and that's, which is a little bit concerning.
We can send you the pay request that we have received and that we have paid out and signed by the architect and signed by.
I
Whoever.
appreciate it, Mr. Pereira.
Yeah.
I really do. Thank you.
Thank you,
Any other
Mr.
questions? Okay, thank you.
3.1, approval of bonds.
Well, Judge, I have one, but I'll bring it next.
No bonds. 3.2, discussion and appropriate action, approval of waiving fees for use of rodeo arena for the Rio Bravo 4-H prospect show on November 14th, 2026.
Good morning, County Judge Commissioners. My name is Katrina Longoria. I'm the manager or sponsor of the Rio Bravo 4-H Club. Rio Bravo 4-H Club is a 4-H club over in Eagle Pass, Maverick County. I believe this is going to be the 4th year that we've hosted a prospect show here at the Dimmit County Rodeo Arena. The reason why is our prospect show is so big, it can't be accommodated with the facilities that we have in Eagle Pass, and thankfully, Dimmit County, our sister county, has an excellent facility that we've been able to use. Just to give you a recap, most of I think last year we had upwards of 160 participants in our prospect show. And we were able, for the last 2 years, Rio Bravo 4-H has given scholarships back to graduating seniors at Carrizo Springs High School with the assistance of Commissioner Urenda. He's helped us identify some of the graduating seniors. He's always been very helpful with the rodeo arena and helping us with the project. In addition to giving back, some of the proceeds kept coming back to graduating seniors at Carrizo Springs High School. We also allow local organizations to run the concession stand. And I think for the last 2 years, we've had a local youth sports organization that has run the concession stand, and all of the proceeds have gone directly back to that youth sports program. So we would ask the Commissioner's Court to entertain waiving the fee for our use of the complex on November 14th. And we want to give our thanks and appreciation for allowing us the opportunity to host the event here. And I will say that year after year, the majority of participants at this show have been Carrizo Springs participants. And just by the nature of the timing of the prospect show, it allows 3 separate opportunities for the children of Carrizo Springs to get their projects out there. I know Ms. Wilson hosts one in October. We host one in November, and then the Dimmit County Livestock Show Association hosts one at the beginning of December. So it just provides another opportunity for your community and the kids participating in the livestock show in your community to also have that practice run and see how their projects are doing and get out there. We award great prizes, buckles, backpacks, banners, ribbons, all the sorts of things that the kids love to see. And we love hosting this here in Dimmit County, and we hope you give us the opportunity to do so again this year. If I can answer any questions, we're happy to do so.
Any questions? My motion. I have a motion. Any other questions?
Yes, Judge, the only question I have is, last year, was it a waived fee or is it we charge a minimum of like $10?
We charge them $50. It was 50, right, Miss?
I feel like I think it was
50 or 100?
50 or 150, I can't remember right off the top of my head, that we paid as the deposit for the facility, and of course, we're willing to do that
Yeah.
again, if that's what the county would require.
I would say it just keeping it the same as the fourth consecutive year, just making sure that we do get that $50 deposit, just because there does have to be some transition for legal purposes. So if, we'll follow the same pattern as last year, $50 needs to be covered, something that I'm willing to contribute.
Give me 1 second, because Commissioner Noguera had a motion, I don't think that was her motion for you changing it.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Talamantes, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
I'll cover the $50.
I told her that I would cover the
Thank you both, and we really, are grateful for the opportunity to host it here. You have a beautiful facility and really works for what we do, and Commissioner, we really appreciate, he always, gives a helping hand, helps us set up, get everything ready to go, so that the facility's in tip-top shape, and so we do really appreciate y'all's willingness to help our program out. So,
Thank you,
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
3.3, discussion and appropriate action, approval of interlocal agreement between Webb County and Dimmit County for autopsy services. In regards to this, contract services, Commissioner, there has been no substantial change other than the date of contract to begin October 1 of this year to end September of next year.
Motion to approve.
This is for the autopsy, okay,
This is for
yes, ma'am.
anytime that, the JPs get called out for an inquest or there is a murder or anything of that sense and they request an autopsy to be done, the county pays for it. Any other questions?
Second.
I have a motion by, was that you, Commissioner Uranda?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Uranda, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Item 3.4, discussion appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 1, Ms. Sonia Guerrero Perez for the month of June and July. I'm going to table that item. She did advise our office that she was gonna be unavailable today.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.5, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 2, Mr. Alberto Esquivel for the months of May, June, and July. I am going to motion, he did advise our office, and for the record, I believe he will be out of office for the remainder of the month of August.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.6, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 3, Ms. Leticia Hernandez for the month of June and July 2026. She did advise our office that she is ill, so I am going to motion to table this item. Is that your second, Commissioner?
Yes, ma'am.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.7, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 4, Mr. Alfredo Martinez for the month of June and July 2026. Judge Martinez.
Good morning, Your Honor, Commissioners.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Judge Martinez.
Everything's up and running, Mr. Martinez in your office?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, I noticed that for your June revenues, you did have an increase in approximately $10,994. We have numbers for July, or we don't have those yet, Judge?
They're there. Let's see.
$7,922.15. You see it?
For July?
That's in the back. I have it, Judge.
Okay,
7,000.
yes, because on, June it was,
Yes, sir, I got it. Thank you, Judge. I
Okay.
Excuse me. Questions of Judge Martinez?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge.
Also that, Mr. Uranda had requested my magistrate just an inquests. And this is the copies of it.
Thank you, Judge.
About one page.
Okay, appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
It's only from October, the fiscal year,
Last year.
October of this year to last week.
Thank you, Judge.
And you said these are the magistration and inquest?
Both of the administrations got done from October the first till last week, and the inquests.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge, appreciate it.
Okay,
thank you, Judge.
okay, thank you.
Judge,
Will you have an extra copy for me?
Yes, I'll provide you mine.
thank you, Judge. 3.8, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from the district clerk, Ms. Marisela Gonzalez, for the month of June and July 2026.
Good morning,
Good
Judge
morning.
Commissioners.
Morning.
Questions of Ms. Mari?
I see you guys are busy in June.
Yes, we will.
That's great. Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Talamontes,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Mari.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
3.9, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Clerk, Mrs. Claudia McDaniel, for the month of June and July 2026.
Judge,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
for the record, we borrowed, Mrs. McDaniel's packet, backup, our iPads didn't have our meeting, we're using the.
Questions of Mrs. McDaniel?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Mr. Gonzalez,
Motion carries.
I'll get the copy from Mr. Martinez when I get back to my office.
Judge Martinez submitted the number of magistrations and inquests he has done since last October of 2025. 3.10, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Dimmit County Assistant Fire Chief, Mr. David Torres, for the month of June and July of 2026.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
As you can see, for the month of June, we had a total of 16 calls. And for the month of July, we had a total of 17 calls.
Mr. Torres, I'd like to thank you as well for assisting us, the other day when we went out. Thank you so much. I appreciate your work.
Yes, ma'am. Not a problem. Thank you.
Questions, Mr. Torres? Go ahead.
The burn ban, is it still lifted?
I believe so, yes, sir.
The only reason I'm asking is because I'm identified a lot of brush fires and cat fires.
This is just mostly on, from what we're seeing on, some of them are on the side of the road, but a few of them have been inside the property due to some of the individuals leaving the brush piles unattended, and then they're catching the surrounding grass due to them not correctly doing I guess the correct, area burn.
Right.
But most of the grass fires that you do see on our reports are, gonna be off to the side of the road.
This heat burns up, dries up the grass pretty quick, so.
Yes, sir, it does. Yeah, it's what it is. It's, it may be green on the top, but it's everything that's on the bottom that's, still kind of dry. Even though we get all this rain and everything, it's most of the bottom layer that's burning.
We appreciate y'all keeping an eye on them.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Other questions?
Just clarification real quick, so we do have the burn ban still implemented currently?
No.
As far as I know, it's been lifted, yes, ma'am, but we're still doing it the way we had already, we have done it before.
So
In the
it's-
previous meeting, the way we were doing it.
Okay.
Yes.
Other questions?
Motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Odena.
Second.
Thank you. Second by Commissioner Talamantes. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
3.11, discussion appropriate action must be report from Victory Evans for the months of May, June, and July of 2026.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good to see you guys again. I have the ones for May and June. I do not have the one for July. But for May, we had a total of 75 calls in the city, emergency calls in the city, 38 emergency calls in the county. And for June, we had a total of 67 calls in the city and 44 emergency calls in the county.
And welcome back.
Mr. Olivares, is it still pretty prominent in the number of calls by the city over the
So-
county?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So far.
But it's like a 2-to-1 ratio,
Yeah,
Possible.
I think it's 3-1.
3-to-1.
It's, yeah. Other questions of Mr. Olivares?
Are all your units up and running?
Right now, we still have 3 running out of the 4 that we have.
Did we receive that grant for, the ambulance?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe so, but as far as information, like how, what we've gotten so far, I'm not too sure. We did, I believe we were
Awarded.
awarded. Yes.
Any other questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Ocava,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.12.
Thank you.
Thank you. 3.12, discussion and appropriate action. Quarterly report from the airport for the months of April, May, and June. I have a motion to table by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.13, discussion and appropriate action, approval to hire 1 full-time deputy through the OLS grant 0.375905 effective September 1st, 2026.
Morning.
Good morning. So it's one, fully funded through the Lone Star?
Yes,
Is there any overtime or is it just gonna be a 40-hour?
it's gonna be overtime.
Is it gonna be overtime?
You have the backup, you don't have the backup. I need to make sure that it pays for the French benefits and everything.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, we're gonna do the budget adjustment, because fringe, I didn't add it. So completely for the $47,000. So we're just gonna do budget adjustment to fix it. Or to put it where it should be.
Would it be a budget adjustment or is it gonna be an amendment?
It's a budget amendment with this governor's office.
So are we allowed to do it now or until it's done, right?
Until when?
So like, it's a budget adjustment with the governor's office. So we have to send it to the governor's office first, because if the governor's office doesn't approve it, then it doesn't need to come through us because the
Because
governor,
it's OLS.
it's OLS, yes.
So then motion to table until we receive
The adjustment, the budget
Budget amendment.
amendment.
So the budget amendment, because it goes through the governor,
It's a OLS, anything like OLS grant, we just accept the grant, anything that we wanna do adjustments or move within the grant has to get a pre-approval from the governor's office first.
So we're gonna make sure that we allocate the funds within the grant and not within the county.
The county doesn't pay for anything with the OLS grant, it's just specifically OLS.
I guess I'm just a little bit taken back, because I know that we have certain employees that are paid through PAC grant and have Dimmit County. And I think that that's where my little confusion is coming from, is if we're doing a budget adjustment
No,
with
this-
the
this-
grant.
This position that Constable Lopez requested is fully funded by OLS, it has none whatsoever to do with the county in
So
terms
I
of.
believe what he was awarded in fringe was about 11,000. He's stating that he needs at least 20 for fringe.
Or plus 20,
Why Constable? Have you calculated with the fringes?
yes, but he's gonna be 24,000.
So he wants to take
3,000.
it from a vehicle that he was awarded through OLS, he's gonna take it out of there to move it to the fringe. So
But
he
the-
has money in his budget, he just needs to allocate it. Correct.
And I was gonna say, but the adjustment would be within the grant funds, not
Yes,
through.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Is,
And everything is grant funded.
is that all right to do, take it from the vehicle?
Yes,
into the-
we've done,
It won't, so what happens to the rest of the money?
he can move it to wherever he sees fit.
At the end of the day, it'll be in the governor's office whether they
Yes.
approve that or
Oh,
not.
Yes.
Cause it's been done before, but, I mean, the governor's office could say this year, we don't wanna do that, and they say no, then it has to stay where it's at.
So regardless, whether we approve it or not, it still goes to the government.
Correct.
Correct.
So, we
Correct.
can- okay. we
so can
go
we motion to approve pending the approval of the governor?
Yes.
Motion to approve pending the approval of the governor.
I have one motion by Commissioner Talamantes to approve,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any other discussion?
How long does it take if we approve it and then it's a no?
It takes about anywhere between 2 weeks to 30 days.
It just depends. Usually it takes a couple of days, sometimes it takes a week, yeah.
But if he doesn't get the approval, then they just come back to court, because at that point, then it wouldn't be even fulfilling that end of the agenda, so. They would still have to come back if they didn't get the approval.
But usually they approve it. I haven't had them deny.
So are we gonna hold off until we get the approval of hiring the person? I think that was more, that was a question, yeah. Are we gonna hold off of employing the extra deputy until we do get the approval?
My personal opinion, it messes up the numbers because it starts on September 1st. So if we start later, then we're gonna be left with that money.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, I mean,
As long as you didn't see a conflict, that
Yes.
they won't remove it, that's my thing.
Yeah, no, they usually approve it. I've never had anybody deny.
Okay.
I have a motion by Commissioner Talamantes, who second?
Me.
Commissioner Odena, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.14, discussion and appropriate action, approval to hire a reserve deputy constable. By Constable Precinct 1.
That's gonna be the same person I'm gonna, hire. I just wanna get the paperwork started. And then
So is he gonna be your deputy constable, or is he gonna be
he's
your
gonna be
reserve?
reserved for now, until I get everything situated. And it might be early September months for us.
August.
September, middle September. So he should be able to get on board middle of September. Until then, I want to keep him reserved, and then I'll switch him over full time.
Any questions?
Motion.
Are we allowed to ask the name?
I think for the
Not on
hire,
the record.
right? Yeah.
Not on the record, it has to, it's personnel, but you just have to,
Okay.
by constable, the laws that, you require to come before commissioners court to ask for a deputy reserve.
Motion.
We see some we see new deputies every time driving around.
I mean, you can ask them
Just
off
to
the
make sure,
record,
yeah.
you can ask them off the record. I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
3.1, discussion and appropriate action, approval for County Judge Martha Ponce to attend the Texas College of Probate Judges on September 2nd through the 26th in San Antonio.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.1, discussion and appropriate action, approval for County Treasurer Oscar Ortiz to attend the 78th Annual County Treasurers Association of Texas Conference in Conroe, Texas.
Judge, I see that this number, do you want me to, correct the numbering in the minutes, or do you?
Yes, it's supposed to be 3.16.
And the next one is what?
Yes, it's Mr. Ortiz's.
And that will actually throw off all the numbers, so I'll just adjust it all the way down.
It's 3.16.
Motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Odena,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.17, discussion and appropriate action, approval for County Treasurer, Mr. Oscar Ortiz to attend the TAG Legislative Conference August 26th in Austin, Texas.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
3.1. Give me
Well,
one.
that's on.
Hey.
Okay, it's 3.18, 3.0 Commissioner. We're gonna have to help me. Yes, 3.18, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from county commissioners for the month of June and July 2026. We'll start with Commissioner Precinct 1, Jose Odena.
Judge, we continue to work typically on our biggest challenge in the precinct, which is Castelo Road. With the recent rains, the stand trucks took it upon themselves to gracefully leave us about a 9-mile trail of ruts that have been taking up a lot of material and time. So we're repairing that and mowing along the right of ways of the precinct roads. We're also been assisting with the brush pickup. Also due to the recent couple storms we had more the older trees. There was quite a bit of brush pickup for us. We'll continue to monitor and maintain as needed.
Any questions for Precinct 1? Over to Precinct 2, Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Judge, basically the same thing, maintain and cut the grass on the right of ways of the county roads. However, we did take 7 loads of base material to 173, which is Escondido Road, alias known. Fix some holes that were there that were pretty large, and continue doing just the maintenance of the grass. And for July, same thing, maintain and cut grass. And assisted the city with their interlocal agreement on picking up brush for the city. And then we paused there for while the flooding was going on for a week, so that's my report.
Precinct 3 and 6.
Judge, I did not submit a road report, but I'm willing to give a verbal. Basically, we have moved from precinct 6 after the flooding, and we've been making our direction towards precinct 3. As of right now, we are in K-Bar Road.
Commissioner, Commissioner, is this, you didn't submit for June and July, or is this report for just June or July?
So this is just in verbal, because I'm only seeing Commissioner Precinct 1's road report on the agenda, I mean, on our backup, but,
I have Precinct 2 June.
okay, I don't have precinct 2.
I have Precinct 5.
Maybe I have it in my backup. Like I said, I didn't submit it, but I'm willing to give a verbal report if you'd like to get that.
I still need.
I mean, I can submit it after the fact. That's what I'm just saying. I can just go ahead and give it and then give it after that. Unless you'd like me to wait. I have no issue either way.
Do you have to report?
I do, sir, and I have 2 parts to check.
I have one on the backup for
consistency, for just to make sure that everything lines up.
That's fine.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
She said to go ahead and wait to give the
You're gonna
verbal.
table?
Yeah, she said go ahead and wait so that way it remains consistent to go ahead and table so I provide it on the next commissioner's court. Yes,
Because the
ma'am.
item,
To approve Commissioners Precincts 1 and 2.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion to, I entertain a motion to table precincts 3 and 6, 4, 5, and 7.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 3.19, discussion and appropriate action, approval to allow the Crystal City Athletic Booster Club to host a fundraising golf tournament October 3rd, 2026.
The commissioner, and Eduardo Gutierrez, the Crystal City Athletic Booster president. Right now, we have a thing going on with the athletes where if there's no funds, these games can get forfeit. We won't be able. I mean, it's more for mileage, the meals we have to provide, or they provide their own unless they raise it. Now, I was coming to you guys to see if y'all can help us out as far as maybe waiving the fees for the golf course, to have that tournament to see if we can benefit for the athletes, so we don't take anything away from them.
Mr. Van, have we done it before? Cause I know that we have contract with the school district.
So,
I was gonna
So,
say, can't the school district?
Commissioner, we do have a contract. We had a contract with the school district in Crystal City. However, because of their financial circumstances, they have contacted us and said that we were not going to continue with the contract. What we have here,
And then you're a separate
I'm
entity
separate
though,
from
yeah,
this.
you're
yeah,
separate.
this contract specifically, the one we're talking about specifically for the golf team. This is for the boosters, which in a way they're related because it's a sport.
Yeah.
What we have here is we have a situation of our neighboring community going through a situation financially. And, I've had several phone calls from their administration and from the president and from members of the booster club. And I feel that
You're the president?
he's the president of the booster club. They are a 501c3 organization. And, my advice to them was to bring it up to Commissioner's Court for transparency reasons and to allow everybody on the board to understand what they're requesting, and at that point, we could decide how we could help. My personal opinion is, we're here for the youth, and this is our neighboring community. We do have a lot of individuals that play golf at our golf course from Crystal City, and they've hosted several tournaments, and they bring in and assist with the revenue that comes into the golf course. So with that said, and specifically because it's for the youth, this is my motion. I would make a motion to allow, if under these circumstances, this organization to go ahead and utilize the golf course for a nominal fee of $100 for the day, which, by the way, the golf course will still acquire the sales of any type of drinks or snacks that are sold throughout the tournament. They are allowed to bring in food traders to sell food because it would help their revenue. And since we do not sell food, they're allowed to do that.
Is that your motion?
That's my
Commissioner,
motion.
I just have one question.
Can we do, this is just me, it's up to the commissioner's court. Can we do $50?
Sure,
I was about to say to remain
That's-
consistent
that's what we
with,
did.
yeah, to
absolutely.
remain consistent with another neighboring county with the, arena, to keep it at the $50, just to remain consistent, but I think the only clarification that I wanted to know, is this a one-day event, or is this to
It's a
utilize
one-day
okay, so I don't know if you were gonna, so are the kids still gonna be able to utilize the golf course even
That's
though the
another,
school
that's
district?
another,
It's a different
that's
contract.
another contract that we're fixing up. Ms. Hyman, as the manager, is going to bring up to Commissioner's Court and allow Commissioner's Court to make a decision on how we want to go about that.
Make the motion to use, that they're allowed to use it for $50 and not pay the $50.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
And
Appreciate
you guys are doing a good job over there in Crystal City. I do see a lot of
Right.
kids up there, trying to advocate to raise funds, so we wish y'all guys the best and anything we can do to assist.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
3.20, discussion and appropriate action for Commissioner Precinct 1, Jose Urenda, to attend the annual CJC Texas Conference October 5th in Waco. Ms. McDaniel, for the record, I'm not yelling because I want to yell because my mic does not want to work, so.
It's good, Bob.
I'm just gonna raise my voice so that the
Motion to
thing
approve.
can hear me.
Motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Thank you. Commissioner. He says he's louder than me and he doesn't need a mic. Commissioner Alonso Carmona, can you hear me? Y'all can hear me? Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.21, discussion and appropriate action, approval of reimburse Commissioner Precinct 3, Melissa Talamantes, for attending the 2026 CJCA Conference, July 20th in Montgomery, Texas. This is reimbursement. This reimbursement will also support consistency with the current administration's pattern of decision-making, Precinct 3.
Motion.
Have a vote.
You have a second?
Yes. Here you go. This is, you pass from Ms. Johnson's to Ms. Daniel. Let me know when you have enough, Judge. I think I have
That's
one
good.
extra. And here is the backup. You can take mine and pass it in. So I've submitted everybody's approval on the minutes showing, all the approvals that have been, approved through this commissioner's court for training. I also submitted my transcript showing the classes that I took that day. It was a total of 7 classes, and my certificate showing that I received those 7 hours of completion for the Montgomery conference. And also to point out, we're currently approving travel as we go.
Questions? Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena,
Second.
second by Commissioner Talamantes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Aye.
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 Motion denied.
So I just want to point out that it does seem like it is politically driven, to not approve the travel to go to the Montgomery conference. I've shown that I take it very, very seriously, the training that I receive when I'm out there. Y'all guys know from experience that I do go and I do take, the learning opportunities very, very seriously. A travel has never been denied in this court. The fact that I'm being restricted from the reimbursement is a decision to the court that I'm going to respect. But I also let it to know that it is politically driven, to not approve it because it does not remain consistent with the historical speaking patterns of this court. So again, the fee I am willing to go ahead and eat, but just to let you know that it is politically driven, this decision to not claim this reimbursement.
For the record, it is not politically driven, not in my opinion.
I think the paperwork shows. Because I also asked the last time, if you had a reason, he said, well, cause we just went to this one and I said the agenda was different. And when I told you that the agenda was different because there was classes on there that I hadn't taken, and then I also did let you know, the only time that you've ever denied a travel is when it's an out-of-state travel. And I did let you know that it wasn't an out-of-state travel. I will say that Commissioner Carmona did not give me a reason as to why I was being denied, just the denied, and then the judge said that because of funding issues, but again, we are currently approving more travel. She's gonna go to a travel in San Antonio.
Just for the record, Ms. McDonough, I think the minutes reflect that I never said anything about funding. I just said that was my decision.
No, the one prior to that, you went ahead and you said no because that you didn't feel that we had enough money in the travel, and I said, well, we just approved other 3 travels afterwards, and you said, well, that's after October. Last Commissioner's Court, you did say that you were just not simply going to approve it, but then I also pointed out that you moved funds for the Sheriff's Office to be able to compensate for the travel that they needed in their departments. So again, if you don't have an actual legitimate reason that y'all guys can show tangible proof as to why you're denying this travel, to me, for personal, I guess, belief, I do feel that this is political because not wanting to approve the travel for reimbursement does not remain consistent. We've reimbursed everybody that's come up here for reimbursement, and we approve basically everybody's travel to go. Whether they come and they provide the certificates or when they learn the training is not something that we usually ideally look for. But I went ahead and I put it in the packet to show that whenever I do go to training, I take it very, very seriously. But there was no reason as to why. If you'd like to correct me, let me know the reason as to why you don't want to approve the training. I'd be willing to open to have that conversation as well. But as of right now, it does seem politically driven.
Any other comments? 3.22, discussion and appropriate action, approval to authorize and approve the use of county equipment and personnel to blade private roads affected by the 2026 natural disaster flood to restore access to homes to material is utilized.
No material, ma'am. No materials utilized.
Excuse me?
There was supposed to be no material. It was a type over that was made, but on the
So
agenda that I submitted, it's
supposed
to
to be-
no material, no material. It was just a type over.
Okay, so it's supposed to reflect
No materials being utilized.
no material being utilized.
Yes, ma'am.
To restore access to homes, no material is utilized.
Yes, ma'am.
It's already been worked on?
Yes, it's just to be transparent. I know that a lot of the times when I have to work on roads through our interlocal agreements, I have to present it to court to let them know exactly what it is that I'm doing. But on this one, I work within the natural disaster, the declaration of disaster. And so I was blading some of the roads, but just to give access back to the homes that were out there. I didn't use any materials to anything, just to be able to gain that access back into the people's residence.
Questions?
So it's been done already.
Yes.
Are we allowed to do that?
Well, it's through the declaration of disaster to be the same thing as us picking up limbs and branches whenever that storm came through for the brushes. Remember when we got onto county property and we took off all the movable
Sure,
brush?
can you call Mr. Franklin inside, please?
It's because I think in the past, what it's been done, it's put like on the roadway,
Through the
not,
declaration of
not on the
disaster.
actual private property.
No,
Mr. Franklin, I believe Commissioner Noguera might have a question for you.
Okay.
I wanna make sure if it's allowable to approve, I know she's already done it, but to blade the private roads affected by that disaster that we had in July.
To blade private roads. Typically, it's the only time that you're able to do anything on private property or in the instance of like an emergency or public safety, health, welfare, concern, and I think you all have to, specifically like declare that in order to then do it. But typically, you're not allowed to, use public funds, personnel, equipment on private property.
so through the declaration of disaster, I acted in the capacity of being able to assist to access homes back into the area. So when people got out, obviously a lot of these roads were covered in dirt. So basically, we went in there just to blade the roads to be able to get them access back in and out of the homes. I want to say there was only about 2 residents that I helped and assisted with it that had no other means. But we didn't utilize any material. We just went ahead and went on there and basically worked the same dirt, so that way they could just get access back into their homes. Through the natural disaster, I acted in the same capacity as we did whenever the windstorm came through and we were able to access people's properties to remove like limbs and trees off of the houses and the homes and stuff like that. I know in certain situations, we did ask for debris and brush to be placed on the outside, but in certain situations when that wasn't a possibility, then we did enter the private property guidelines to be able to provide that assistance. But by all means, I want to take full accountability of all my actions, so I will say it again, I did help and I did assist in that capacity. I didn't use any material, but I just made sure that they had access to their homes.
I would have done the same, don't get me wrong, but I just wanna make sure that we're doing it the right way.
And you all already had your disaster declaration in place?
Yes, it was during the declaration of disaster.
Yeah, well, without looking at the details, because I don't want to just say absolutely yes or absolutely no, I wouldn't know, but it's probably okay. If it was an emergency situation, there was no access, and it was during your disaster declaration, you're allowed to suspend certain formalities, like when it comes to procurement and different things, you're allowed to suspend those, during a disaster. So probably is about as best as I could do without looking at all of the details.
It's okay, I'm used to dotting my i's and crossing my t's, and like I said, for transparency reasons, I will under.
Well, it is good that you're bringing it before, the court now, certainly.
So do you suggest we table it till you review it, or we can
Is there-
approve it
What is
under the declaration?
I
of-
missed it. What is the, I don't even know what the item is or the proposed action.
She was asking for approval, to authorize, it's approval to authorize and approve the use of county equipment and personnel to blade private roads affected by the 2026 natural disaster.
Is
How-
this going forward? Is this stuff
No,
that you
So
already
this-
did to
the
give
way
people
that it reads, the
emergency
way, hold on,
access?
Commissioner, the way it was written, the way she submitted it was in the present tense. I'm assuming on this court, everyone thought it was for her to do it for the future, but she has advised the court that she already did it.
I see. Yeah, retroactively during the emergency.
I was gonna say, so basically I just follow the same pattern that we established. Remember, whenever I do any work through the interlocal agreements for the city or for the city of Big Wells, I have to bring it through court to advise the court exactly what it is that I did. And I'm the only commissioner that does that as of right now, because that's what was approved through my interlocal agreement. But just to remain consistent, I went ahead and took the same approach with letting them know that I went ahead and took this action with personnel and with county equipment, but it was during the declaration of disaster. So it's basically just to kind of reiterate it as you showed the same way that we do with the city of Carrizo and the city of Big Wells.
Right. Well then, if it's retroactive during the emergency, you can do it, you can, recommend subject to legal review if you'd like for me to review it for that purpose, but that way you get your approval. If there's something that we find that's wrong, I can advise the commissioner, to bring it back and rescind that action or take whatever appropriate measures can be done there.
It was just the equipment or material. No material, just a motion to approve.
Subject to legal review or no?
I don't think we need to pay attorney's fees to know that we've done it
That's
before.
fine with me.
So I was gonna say, it's been a disaster, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a disaster.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Commission, I just wanted to kind of bring this up because, moving forward, so none of us fall into a situation where we're, juggling up and trying to figure out what direction to go with, but this has happened in the past, you are correct, it actually happened to me that I know. The last disaster, we had brush and trees inside private property that were damaging. But just to let you know, the process I followed, I contacted the county judge and I contacted the county attorney, sent them pictures of my situation and asked for their advice at that point to move forward. At that point, the county attorney advised me how to move forward with it, and I took his advice on it, and that would be something that I would really recommend you would follow the next time you would ever fall into a situation, just to make matters easier.
And I think also, for the record, something that Mr. Gonzalez had mentioned that time, and I know Commissioner Noguera has also asked me in the past, because it's a declaration of disaster that's been filed by the county judge, and being the emergency management, I would be able to authorize that without it having to come to Commissioner's Court. So that's why Commissioner Urenda had sent me all the pictures and sent Mr. Gonzalez, and Mr. Gonzalez had advised him to send it to the judge as the emergency management coordinator that filed that declaration, so that's what he had done.
Correct, yeah, that would be best practice.
I can follow best practice. I just constantly have extra steps as to what's considered best practice when it comes to my precinct. And since my area was the only area that was affected, but I can definitely take the advice and the recommendation from the court to make sure that that's the pattern that I follow from here on out.
What is your motion, Commissioner Noguera?
The motion to approve.
Second. Second by Commissioner Urenda, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.23,
Just to clarify, if we just straight retroactive approval, not subject to.
Straight retroactive approval.
Straight, because I don't see why we have the declaration, just my declaration.
But it's a declaration of disaster.
3.23, discussion and appropriate action to review and discuss the energy proposal upgrades from Schneider Electric and evaluate key information for budget planning and decision making.
Judge, just want to let you know you will see this item twice just because it is public facilities and regular, so they'll be presenting twice to clear up any confusion that may occur. Well, there is a little bit of a price structure change on
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, thank you for having us today. For the record, my name is Aaron Garcia with Schneider Electric, and with me today is Rafaela Gama. She is our project development engineer that did the site visit with us.
Rafaela, can you, spell your last name for the record for Ms. McDaniel?
Gamma. Gamma. G-A-M-A. Gamma. Rafaela. En español, always easier.
Since she's got the mic, I'll let her give a quick introduction.
Give me 1 second,
Okay.
Mr. Mirta, do you know what the remote is for the TV?
We can just hit the, oh, for the team.
Yes, it was on right now. The remote for the TV. It's usually on that thing.
Is it down here? It's like my home.
It usually typically is on that stand.
It's on.
It's over here with Miss McDaniel. Yes, it's that.
Oh,
Copies.
oh, you're talking about for the other team. So I'm gonna let Rafaela just give a quick introduction of herself. Most of you have already, all of you met me already, know a little bit about me, so I'll let Rafaela tell you a little bit about her.
So my name's Rafaela. I have been with Schneider Electric for about 6 years, but I've been working in the energy field for about 15 years. So I know that doesn't look like it, but I'm here to help to support the infrastructure and the facilities here. So as we go the presentation, just feel free to ask any questions.
Thank you, Rafaela, for explaining that. So just a quick recap of the purpose that we're here and what the court had approved the last time I was here. We had approached the court asking for authorization to come in and look at county facilities and to put together possibly a plan to help the county reduce your utility cost by doing improvements through deferred maintenance that either it's needs to be done or it's almost at its end of life as far as your equipment. So last week we had a chance to come through the county and we looked at most of your buildings, the larger buildings, and what we'd like to do today is go over what what we saw, what our recommendations are, and then discuss also what the benefits and what the next steps would be if the county wants to move forward.
Can I present?
And as I mentioned earlier, the focus that we looked at during this preliminary audit, it's a very high level audit that we did. We were looking at your buildings to come up with energy efficiency and to address the deferred maintenance. Also to help the county as being a fiscal responsible. A lot of counties right now are looking at opportunities and ways to save through their utility costs, and what we're going to present is some options that bring that to you. And then also look at possibly standardizing your buildings to where equipment, things throughout the county could be more standardized to help the county have savings there as well. These are the areas that we focused on as we were walking the buildings. We looked at some of your mechanical systems. We also looked at the building automation, which is the controls that control the air conditioning, your thermostats. The building automation system's a little more advanced type of system that you're able to really put controls and limit the amount of use that just anybody can get to. We looked at LED lighting upgrades. We looked at some electrical upgrades. We looked at water fixture upgrades. We looked at building envelope improvements. The building envelope is anything that has to do with your roofing, weather stripping, windows, things like that. And then we'll talk a little bit about our long-term support that we bring through these type of projects. And this is just a snapshot of the program that we bring and that we, that's developed under the program that we use. It's a design build performance contract. When we come in, if we move forward into the next step, we're gonna come up with a turnkey design and construction design. We use an agnostic approach for our solutions. We'll come back with a firm fixed price. When we do these projects, we based on the amount of utility savings that we find, we come back with a guaranteed amount that we'll be able to save, whether it will offset the cost of the entire project that the county decides to move forward with, or sometimes it pays for the whole project as well. Then the nice thing about this project, it's a single accountability. So there's no pointing fingers. The sole responsibility falls on Schneider Electric, and that's another benefit. These next few slides are going to be actual pictures and recommendations that we had through some of the buildings that we walked through. And I'm going to let Rafaela jump in.
So let's begin the technical portion. So if I say anything that you're not familiar with, just stop me right away and I can break down. I know that engineering can be overwhelming. So beginning the technical portion, let's look at the immediate needs that we identified during the site walk. And it was the condition and the reliability of the county's HVAC system. So specifically at the border patrol, it was overwhelming amount of dangerous conditions. That's how I would describe. For example, RTU1 on top, you see that the equipment has failed multiple times, and it needs new equipment and components inside because it is deteriorating. Looks like it's becoming an operational issue, not just a comfortable or energy efficient issue. Also, while we are walking into this building today, we got informed about the HVAC air conditioner failing at the sheriff's office at the jail this weekend. So it is not just an energy efficiency, but it is operational. Through the business case development, we found out that in the past 3 years, the county has spent on the average $150,000 a year just in maintenance for the border patrol alone in HVAC equipment. So it is operational. What we noticed is that sometimes when you guys have power outage there, the equipment doesn't restart, and you're putting Band-Aid on it. That's the best way to describe what we saw it. The question right now is not only if what the county is spending today fixing, because it's not fixing, it's putting Band-Aid on, but it's whether those dollars are creating a dependable long-term solution. HVAC is only one of the portions that we notice. Do you mind passing to the next slide, please?
And also just to clarify, we use a lot of acronyms at Schneider. The RTU is rooftop units.
Oh yeah, thank you. See, that's the engineering that I said earlier. HVAC was only part of the opportunity.
You want to point out like the roofing here also is in pretty bad shape around the air conditioning units. You can see where that's all rusted out. The maintenance department is doing a good job. Your maintenance department's done a great job in patching some of those areas up, but you still have some areas that need to be addressed. So not only is that an issue right there, but it causes leaks when it rains, of course, to the rest of the building.
Yeah, talking about the leaks. Next slide, please. You can see what's happening on the roof, right? This is water damage, ceiling titles. It's an evidence of past ongoing most type of infiltration, so rain, water. But we also notice that LED lighting, you guys don't have any, and I'm not talking about the border patrol specifically here. I'm talking about the whole county. Aside the new courthouse, the annex, most of the buildings do not have LED lighting. And I have a matrix at the end, and I can walk you through what you have, what you don't have, because it's gonna be a lot. But moving forward, so what we found was a mixture between fluorescent and compact fluorescent lighting, so older technology. They are more energy consuming than LED, and they require more frequent lamp change or palette change. So our recommendation is to upgrade the lighting fixtures to LED to create three benefits at the same time. The first one is to reduce utility expense by being more efficient. The second one is maintenance effort, and of course, improving the light quality for employees and to the public, since when you walk in a room like this, you notice that it's different, it's better. So, lighting allows the county to convert ongoing operating expenses in visible improvement while also bringing savings. Once the equipment is upgraded, like HVAC or lighting, the new question becomes, how are you gonna control that? And this brings me to the next slide.
Yeah.
Am I going
I'm gonna add to the LED lighting, just by converting over to the LED lighting, you're gonna see a 50 to 70% decrease in your utility costs for the lighting portion of your electric bill. So that's quite a bit of a cut there, 50 to 70%.
Question. Specifically, because you're bringing up LED lighting, would you have to change out the whole fixture or just bypass the ballast?
We have two options, and it would be up to you. The benefit of doing LED is in numbers, right, financially speaking. But once we develop during IGA, we can propose the two options, and you can decide what's applicable, the best solution for a facility. If it's just the lamp or the whole ballast.
Yeah,
It's
so,
case by case.
so
They
that, yeah,
can convert it or they can replace it, but it'd be up to you if you would wanna take based on what they can present as savings to go LED. You can pick whatever best suits you, whether you wanna convert what we initially had, or if you wanna replace it, but there are options to convert.
Because it's pretty cost efficient converting, because we converted, we just converted our barn to LED, we just bypassed the ballast
Yeah.
and changed the sprockets with a new light. with a new
yeah,
bulb.
that's the least cost option. But then you might have one of your buildings that you wanna do a cosmetic modernization look.
Makes sense.
So
Right
then,
here.
and give it a new look, more modern. So that's an option too. So we'll look at both, and then obviously the retrofit that you're talking about is most cost effective, and that works out for certain areas.
One of the things that you all and I discussed was the lighting. Where do we get it? And I explained to you about this situation right here. I can find this light. So if there's something you can put up, if we go LED, is it something that I'm gonna find that is compatible to this lighting and not go through example to China or somewhere, because I can find this strip.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
had
it.
electricians look for it, and I can understand it's a new building and it's supposed to last, but things fail. But when that went out, as we started looking for the lighting, well, it's become obsolete.
Yes.
So where does that leaves us with this year? We got a pretty, maybe 10-year-old building and the lighting is already fading.
Yeah, so when we come in and our engineers come in and develop a project, we're looking at equipment. The nice thing about our type of project, it's not about low cost, low bid. It's about what's gonna bring the most efficiency, what's the better equipment to go that has a better life cycle to it, and proven performance. That's the way we focus on our projects. So the lighting that we recommend that we bring in, you'll have a say, so we'll be happy to sit down with you and discuss it if we get into that stage. But our engineers are gonna bring proven lighting sources that we have worked with for many years, and that it's gonna be available. and that we trust.
Also, if moving forward to IGA, the next step, we are happy to bring the engineers here. I understand that you cannot replace those, but I'm happy to look for alternative that will help you out, because this is not right.
Because even the outside lighting starting to.
Happy to deep dive into that to help. Thank you. Building automation. Today, most of the county operates through manual thermostats. So you do not have a centralized building automation system that gives limited visibility on how your HVAC system is operating. Meaning, let me translate that. When the building is too hot or too cold or even operating after hours or does not recover after a power interruption, what happens is you guys find out after a complaint or after the utility bill comes higher or equipment is failing. You don't have a proactive approach. So our intention with the system is not just cost savings here, but is to allow the county to monitor the HVAC system through one platform. So let's imagine that someone is running a building after hours or an event like we had earlier today. You or someone from the county who is responsible for maintenance, you can go through your phone and program or change the program. So the automation system is not gonna replace your team, but you actually give them the power, the ability to troubleshoot remotely. So if something fails, you can shut off right away. We are not just proposing new equipment, we are proposing a better way to operate and to monitor and control what you have to extend the lifetime. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I'll add that on the building automation system, not only does it bring the benefits that she spoke about, but just to talk a little bit more about the operational side, your equipment, by putting a building automation system like this countywide, will also help the longevity of your equipment last longer, because when your equipment's not being scheduled correctly, it continues to run and operate more than it needs to.
Talking about controls, I would like to bring your attention to the jail. So at the jail, what we noticed as we did our site survey was that the existing plumbing configuration represents a potential opportunity to reduce water consumption and improve the operational control. What that means? That means that currently what they have is older, outdated, high flow fixtures. It does not regulate how often you flush. So what that means that you can have unnecessary water usage by intentional flood done by inmates. And this is very common in jail environment. So, and also creates a strain in the pumping system. So what we recommend is to standardize pumping component, control jail cell toilet, and time control shower. The goal is not to simply replace fixtures, but gives the county a better control over water consumption, reduce utility expense. Every gallon that the county avoids purchasing, using, treating, creates an operational benefit that can help and support the broader program. Anything to add here? It's pretty straightforward. Let's talk about building performance in general envelope. So what we noticed was visible air gaps around exterior doors, especially at the Treasury office and some at the community center. You guys also have single pane windows at the Border Patrol facility. So this type of fixtures, what happens? Well, hot air escapes during winter and air conditioner escapes during summer. So the HVAC system must operate longer to maintain the temperature and increase the energy used to balance out for the comfort in the room. So potential improvements may include sealing under the door, windows measurements, insulations, and other specific target repairs depending on the building We discussed so far opportunities that we found that it will be bring the benefit to the county. If you move to the next slide, I have the matrix. Thank you, Aaron. And what do we have here? Because we audit a lot of buildings, so as we discussed, now you can see what we found and where. So opportunities like lighting, HVAC, automation, electrical system, water, roofing, building envelope, they are found in different locations. So if you see at the top, we have what building we went and did the audit. So the jail, the sheriff's office, the rodeo arena, the historical courthouse, the annex, we went all over those buildings. And the intention here is just to outline the opportunity, what we found when we visited. The border patrol stood out just because of recurring HVAC issues, electrical interruptions. We had lighting concerns, roofing conditions, damage, and also the operational importance, since they had power outage and the equipment doesn't restart immediately after power outage, so blackout. That's why it's flagged. But our intention here is to show the county every single opportunity. Doesn't mean that you have to do everything. You can prioritize what is most important for you at this time based on the urgency and the needs. Let's talk about financial impact.
Is there any questions on that matrix?
Did y'all make it to the Middle Road Grand Building?
Which one?
Did y'all get to
Yes.
visit the Middle Road Grand Building?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
It's not on there? Or-
It is in the matrix.
Well, I couldn't.
We might have named it something.
I probably named something different, but if you go back, yes, Development Council Dollar Store. It's
Oh.
2 buildings in one, right, sir?
Mhm.
We visited, it's mapped. Old. But let's move forward, talk about money, financials. So the intention here is to do a preliminary countywide financial picture. Meaning, we still have to go through all of the utility bills and calculate how much money you will be saving based on the scope of work that you decide to move forward with. But usually, projects like this, the opportunities like we just saw it, we estimate something between 15 to 30% utility reduction based on the capital invested in the cycle of 20 years partnership. So this money represents dollars that the county is already spending and may otherwise continue spending in utility or reactive maintenance or aging infrastructure. So our goal was to redirect a portion of those expenditures toward reliable HVAC, modern lighting, improved controls, water conservation system, stronger building performance, and a better place for the citizens. This percentage, as I mentioned before, is preliminary. Our investment graded audit, what we call IGA, is where Schneider Electric will be able to validate the utility baseline, engineering scope, cost implementation, available and savings, and everything that we can bring to help you guys to save money. So the intention here is, instead of allowing utility and maintenance costs to continue to increase without improve the facility, is to redirect the opportunity to put the dollars to work in the favor of the county in the long term. Talk about long term. Long-term support. What differentiates us from other companies is the approach. This is not a traditional equipment replacement project and buy. Like we heard earlier today from the lawyer that you guys have design issues. That doesn't happen with Schneider because we are called one turnkey partner. So if something goes wrong in the project and you point a finger at us, we are responsible for it. We will have ongoing services intended to support the county team to monitor performance and help and sustain the expected results. For example, client services resources. It's an on-site support, training and troubleshoot assistance in collaboration. So if we come and install a bunch of equipment, we are not leaving. We are training your staff to use it and know how to bring the best performance, how to save money utility with the new equipment, not just being there. Also, resource advisor, this is something that we provide because we want you to have transparency in an annual report or even monthly on the reconciliation, how much was and how much you're spending now, it's possible. Remote monitoring, anyone from anywhere, as long as the person has internet, they will be able to see and monitor the building performance. And we understand that this type of support is what brings accountability to our project. So if something goes wrong, we are one call away. Our intention here is to not leave Dimmit County with a project. Our goal is to leave the county with a better facility, better information, train the staff, measure results, and a partner who is accountable for a long-term performance through the course of 20 years.
This next slide is just a snapshot of some of the benefits that we'll bring when we do a project. We want to help our customers get the word out to the community, that what you're doing throughout the county and what the benefits are. So a lot of what we talked about will help you put it on your, whether it's press releases or whether it's on your community events, also your Facebook, any of your social media type. We have marketing people that help.
One thing that I've done previously also is Earth Day events or energy awareness events. We can come with the team to provide this type of service to the county.
This next slide. This next slide is just a quick snapshot. I think I showed it to y'all last time of a proven track record. So you got a copy there. You can go through it. I'm sure y'all know most of the commissioners or any of the county judges and some of those that are counties. You're welcome to talk to them about our performance. Next slide. So this is the next steps. If the county wants to proceed, we sent over a copy of the investment grade audit or design phase agreement. That would be the next phase to get into. So today we're giving you the presentation, recommendations. If we move to the next step, there is a fee amount to move into the next step. We can either we've come up with two ideas for you to consider. One is countywide, which I think that's probably the best option for you. But if you have an urgency that you really need to move forward with the Border Patrol station, we can jump on that one first, and then we can start hitting the county buildings within the next month or so.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt you. This was one of the line items that I had submitted that the proposal was done afterwards. So Nita went to go get those proposal letters just so that way y'all can have visual on what was submitted. Nita went to go get that paperwork with us. We do have it also listed on the agenda twice, as I mentioned to you, Judge. One is for the regular Dimmit County, and the other is for public facilities, which would be the Mineral Brand Building, the Family Dollar, and the Border Patrol Station. This, just to reiterate as well, Judge, would you like us to wait to go into further discussion until we get into the public facilities portion of the court to discuss that, or would you like to go ahead and hit that topic now? Yes, ma'am. Okay, so as far as for Dimmit County, all the other projects, so it'd be basically on this line item, anything that is not the public facilities, which would be the Mineral Brand Building and the Border Patrol Station. Nita did go get that proposal letter for y'all.
You're requesting this for the next,
No, ma'am, it's on this agenda.
no, I wasn't done talking. You're requesting this for the next budget next year?
Well, see,
To start at the next budget of next year?
No, ma'am, it's just information so that we can take into the next budget, because when we first started the discussion was as well, you made the introduction with Schneider, And, we liked the company and we saw a potential to be able to assist with the issues that we were having, plus their unique, selling standpoint of the guarantee of, you know, the savings being able to offset the cost of the project. When I spoke with the auditor's office, Mr. Perea, he did say that because we're kind of looking into financials a little bit, it would be information to take into consideration for next year. But at that point, I believe that we're gonna kind of be working it step by step since we can see how much money that we are spending in AC repairs. So I believe as of right now, I do believe I have enough funding to be able to start the process. But when we get into the border patrol station, for the rest of these other areas, obviously I don't have any jurisdiction over the buildings, or these buildings, so to say. The only one that I would have jurisdiction over would be the rec center and Big Wells, which I also did have them take a look at. But that would be kind of included in the proposal with the Dimmit County buildings. And again, Aaron and Mr. Rafaela understand that the border patrol station is my main concern, so, it's kind of something that we can hit the topic of how much it costs, or if they wanna break it up as well to see how much each building would cost. I did ask them as well, as far as the investment that we would be making to step into the next phase, those funds would still be allocated on any future costs to be able to use for that amount. So if we give them a total of $120,000, which I believe is a proposal for Dimmit County buildings, that $120,000 would move us into the next phase, but whatever project we did decide to do or whatever changes we did decide to do, that money would be allocated towards the cost of that one project. So if we started, let's just say the sports complex, so to speak, then the money would go from the $120,000 to be deducted from the actual project that's gonna be presented. So it's just a retaining fee, basically to say that we're gonna make a commitment to at least move forward on all buildings, if not one in there, that area.
Yeah, let me add to that. So the fee amount is basically an agreement that we're gonna move forward. We don't collect that. That gets rolled into, so let's say it takes us 3, 4, 5 months to put the project, finalize the project. So we've taken it to 3 different phases, a 30%, 60%, and a 90% review. So when we get to 30% of the of the detailed audit phase, or the engineering phase of it, we're gonna come back, visit with the county, whoever needs to be part of that meeting, and we're gonna say, okay, here's the scope of the work right now. It looks like it's gonna be around, I'm just gonna throw a number out, $4 million. Okay, that you may say at that point, you know what, 4 million, we probably need to stick around 2 to 3. So we'll reduce the scope, and then we'll get into, when we get to 60%, we've narrowed it down, we've identified, we're coming back with more firm fixed pricing for that scope. You still have the opportunity at 60% to pull out some scope and make the project smaller. So we're working with the county, it's the county's project, to get to finalize it and get to 90% to what makes the most sense, what has the most savings, to come forward with the construction project. So once we get to the 90%, we'll be back for another approval to move into the construction phase. That 120 gets rolled into the total project. So it's not paid up front. It's just a commitment that we're gonna move forward in the same direction.
And I would also add as well is that there is one department within Dimmit County and that item that would be beneficial, that I'm pretty sure is gonna need some major upgrades, and that would be the sheriff's office for their ACs that are out there. So even if you did approve it for the 120, the sheriff's office would probably be the primary focus for that approval of that set amount.
Any other questions?
The only one I didn't see was fire station.
Yes, we didn't make it there, Commissioner, but when I passed by there, it looks like you had a LED lighting
Yes.
on the outside, so I
It's
assume,
inside of,
I assume that you probably have. Well, in this next phase, we'll be happy to go look at it.
no,
If it is a priority for you.
no,
If you're having any mechanical, and plus it probably doesn't have a building automation system, so we probably look at that, tying it into everything.
I have a question.
Yes.
You know, we spoke about the present lighting systems that we have and upgrading to LED for example. I know there's, I've seen several, in several situations, even public grants that are out there just to promote the transferring the existing lighting that we have into LED lighting. Is there any type of grant system out there that we could look into, perhaps that would, you know, have some type of money that we could allocate to any specific project?
Yeah, that's a good question. Currently, there is no grants available, other than, there will be, and that's a good question, there'll be some rebate opportunities from AEP, because I think most of your counties all under, Central Power Light AEP. So when we do a full retrofit on the lighting and the air conditioning, AEP gives some rebates back for reducing the load. And, so we'll do those, we'll do the application and, I can tell you, like, we're doing a second project for Webb County right now. They have a potential of getting about $120,000 back in the rebate from, AEP. So, you know, I don't know where y'all would fall yet. That's all figured out in this next phase. And then you had mentioned, Commissioner, the other day, you had some interest in the golf course lighting. This would be part of that as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Judge, will we be able to, make the decision to accept the,
We can't make a decision right now, at least for right now, in regards to the, retainer for the countywide, so to speak, because we don't have anything in front of us to go by it. But when we open up for public facilities, and I hope that by that time that we have the documentation so that,
so is Mita coming back down with that
I don't know
paperwork?
what Ms. Edwards is doing, I don't know where she's at.
Cause I can also step out and be able to provide it, cause I have it in my email. I just need to be able to print it, like I did say, I did submit it to her after the fact.
So she didn't have it in time to make this.
Well, actually, we ran into a whole issue, and I don't wanna touch the topic of the issue that we ran into with the timeframes of submitting the agenda request, but I did submit it after the fact, and it should have been included as far as backup during, today's discussion. I just don't think that that second email that I had sent out was taken into consideration or even, uploaded to see what was in there.
A suggestion I have that other counties and cities have done is if y'all are in agreement and are wanting to maybe move forward, you can always pending review and legal review as well.
Cause I do remember the price was $120,000, I believe,
That was the countywide, if you want to do countywide, it's 120. And if you want to focus first and get an immediate start at the border patrol, it would be 60. But countywide is 120.
Any questions from anybody?
so can we motion to approve pending the review of the contract, by your office since it is a contract?
Yes.
Well, see, that's what I was a little bit confused with, and when I did speak to address it, they said the discussion and appropriate action. Because our line items always start with the discussion and appropriate action, it always leaves for any agenda item that's placed on the agenda to have and correspond with an action being taken. I mean, but I'm fine with it, I don't wanna force this into, something that we're not comfortable quite yet.
But this time we don't have any budget line item.
That was my question to you earlier, Commissioner, that's why I asked you, you were asking for this for next year's budget, because there is no budget line item for this budget for this particular line item.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying, for the other buildings, cause I don't have, it would be up to the sheriff's office, if the sheriff saw the proposal and the sheriff wanted to take that opportunity.
I don't think that
Yeah,
Sharon
then it
has that.
it would be up to them to make those decisions. But if
In
you're
addition
saying,
to that, you would have to consider, as opposed, they're talking about improvements. We don't have anything budgeted for improvements in the sheriff's department or the department. So
So
that,
then we just
that
have
is
to-
something that needs to be taken up too, is you would have to budget whatever costs would be assigned to different departments to budget for this year or next year.
What was your motion, Commissioner?
well, he's saying that he advises us go ahead and just take in the information, if, correct me if I'm wrong, take in the information so that way we can get a more accurate number, so that way we can plan for the next fiscal budget.
Well, I think you also have to budget. I mean, so you know.
Cause we're in the middle of the budget workshop right now.
I know, so that's why you need the money, you need the amount so you can come in and do the budget for that. So, I mean, we're approving in the next 2 weeks anyway, the budget. So basically it's time,
In the next 2 weeks?
yeah, because it's the
The
seventh
seventh
of September.
so the budget gets
So
approved.
right now it's already.
Through the
been filed.
commissioner's support.
In Commissioner's Court, so at that time is when you would make the adjustment for that.
So that's what I'm saying. In order for this company to proceed, to be able to get more information and continue the process, they need a commitment letter to stay within the county.
Right, but
you
if
get
you
that
don't
notice now.
budget, I mean, right now, there's no budget line item.
So you can just wait, that's what you're saying.
Yes, because if you don't, for any reason, you don't budget for next year, that you've got a commitment with no budget.
We gotta have the money somewhere to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. Do you want us to go ahead and table it? Because at that point,
Yes,
we're
ma'am.
just gonna be budgeting for the 120 because the process is gonna stop.
Yes, but submit the cost to Commissioner's Court so they can consider for the budget.
Okay, so then there's no action, Judge. It's the recommendation is to go ahead and just wait.
And just a reminder, it's gonna take 4 maybe 5 months by the time. If the county decided in 4 to 5 months, when we get to the 90%, not to move forward, that fee amount is all that we would be collecting. But if not, it rolls into the total project. And then I didn't talk about this, but what we'll do is work with the county on the financial side to look for the financing opportunity that you would consider moving forward. Usually we work with the county's financial advisor and we come up with, but we need to get to that 60-90% to figure out how much the county's gonna need to go borrow the money. And then what we do is we'll guarantee that whether, let's say it's a $100,000 payment a year for what you bought. We're gonna guarantee either that 100,000 is gonna be there to pay for that note, or it's gonna be an offset. Let's say maybe it's only 50,000 that covers the note. But we'll figure, all that's figured out in that 30, 60, 90% phase.
Thank you. 3.24, discussion and appropriate action, approval for road and bridge to purchase a tractor with shredder attachment.
That's the one that submitted last commissioner's court. Yes, ma'am. For the tractors, but it wasn't the agenda. So
Thank you.
it's coming out of my budget.
Road and bridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Questions?
Motion approved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena.
What account, what line?
You have a question?
Which one is gonna come out? What parts? Parts?
Oh, not road and bridge.
Yeah, road and bridge, but it's itemized in the bottom that says Sparks.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, approval for road and bridge to accept donation of wrap material from Textile located on US 83.
Judge, we got donated close to 800 tons of wrap material.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
I have a question on this. If it's given to us, do I have to put surplus on it? Yes.
So if you.
If you-
It's already, because it's already surplus.
It's
by
surplus
Texas.
by Textile, but if you anticipate on giving it out to any constituents, you have to do a second surplus here within the county.
You can allocate so many tons.
So many
Two
times.
I just stockpile in whatever designated area.
And as long as the
People that
contingent
ask you
come
for
and pick it up.
Oh, because I didn't know we can give it out to the people that I've never.
As long
Because
as,
we've
as
never
long
done
as
that
you,
before,
as
but
long
we
as,
can.
yes.
Yes, we have given it out to the people. We've run into legal situations where it's been given out to people.
Wrap material, sorry, wrap material, I've never done it, that's why I'm asking. But if, 'cause I know like to the city, we help, we assist the
Yeah.
city.
But
I'm not
you're
gonna say
talking about a
help
constituent.
the constituent, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. It's been,
so do I have to put surplus, or do I come back and put surplus, that's what I'm trying to.
Take
I
the
mean-
donation and allocate a certain percentage to surplus, so that way you have that option in your option. So like, if you wanna allocate right now just 10, you can approve to accept a donation, but add to surplus a certain amount, so that way you have that pile optional to give out just in case they do something.
My
That's a different action.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
I-
saying,
I
we've
would
always done
recommend
it, but we've
Commissioner
always done it within the same
It's a
one.
different action. The item on the agenda clearly states that says to accept the material. You would have to have another action item to allocate X amount of tons as surplus wherever you want to put them and to the discretion of your constituents.
Correct. Correct. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.26, discussion and appropriate action, approval of the architectural plans and updates for precinct 4 building.
Judge, Mr. Pereira? Mr. P,
Mr. Pereira,
I've been talking to Mr. P over the
the architectural plans for the building in Washington.
I should have the architects here. Did you need estimates?
yes.
Yes, Commissioner.
I don't know if it's included in here.
I have it here, right here. I'm talking about the agreement
Uh-huh.
between the owner, Dimmit County and architects.
This is the agreement from 2019. And I don't know, my question is, okay, I put it to make sure if it needs to be, what needs to be done, 'cause there's upgrades that needs to be
So
done.
if
to
we
the
can,
equipment.
if Fisher and Heck can update what the new agreement contract looks like, submit it to our office so that we can put it back on the agenda so that we could, because there's obviously gonna be changes, is my distinct understanding. So if we can just have them resubmit it with the updates and corrections and any additions that they have to my office, we can review it, I'll review it, and then we'll put it back on Commissioner's Court to have that final approval.
Okay.
Yeah, I did send that over to y'all. I guess it wasn't included in the.
No, I don't have it with,
Okay. So there is a document, and if you don't mind, do you mind if I just kind of review some of it with y'all now, so y'all?
I don't have the new document, I only have the one from 2019.
Do you
Is
have
this
the
the one?
document, Commissioner? This is what they sent me.
Yeah, the 2019 is what we have.
I think that may be the correct.
I understand that, but Commissioner Ocasio said that there might be some updates or some additions to this contract.
No, so this one, it has at the very end, the additional services 49,630. On the last page, is that what you guys have?
Additional services request number 4,
Does it show 49,630 on the last page?
49,630, correct.
That's a correct document.
That's the correct
There's
document.
no changes to that document.
When you say changes, are we specifically talking about money amounts or?
Yes. it
Right,
is.
so just as a quick recap on what's happened with this project, we were first contracted in 2019, as you stated, Judge, and hello, Judge Commissioners, my name is Mark Navarro, sorry. I'm President Fisher Heck, and Derek Heck, one of our architects, is also with us. So we were first contracted in 2019 to do this project. We had signed and sealed documents in 2020, towards the end of 2020. We bid those documents out, and then it was a little bit more than what the county could afford at that time. Some of that was, I believe, we had COVID at the same time, all those things that were happening. So it was put on hold for several years. Now you guys think you have the funds to be able to rebid the project. It has been over 5 years, 6, almost 7 years now since we signed and sealed these. So a lot of the things that are included in our current plans, we're not going to change the floor plans. I'm going to start that off right now. The floor plans, none of that is changing. We do have to review everything and make sure it still complies with current code, because codes have changed since we signed and sealed this in 2020. So we can't just take this same set of documents and rebid it. The biggest changes are going to be on the energy side. So our mechanical, electrical, plumbing engineers have a lot of work to do, re-specifying their equipment. I guarantee you, mechanical equipment's going to have to be completely re-specified, re-engineered, because that equipment doesn't exist, and the refrigerant is actually outlawed. It was
Correct.
right. So I'm sure y'all know about that. So that's gonna have to be completely redone. We're gonna have to look at our architectural things as well, make sure. But this proposal includes architects, structural engineers, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, landscape, and registered accessibility specialists. And that's all under this additional service.
This is the fee that they're charging.
Correct. Correct.
This is nothing else other than their
How
fee.
is it that we got to the process of bidding for like the engineer in 2019, but we didn't ever pull the trigger and started the project itself?
So it was bid twice, I believe, back in 2020. And each time the county elected that they weren't gonna move forward with that bid. I think it was a financial constraint at the time. So it was put on hold for several years. And then we were just notified about this 7 months ago, maybe or so, that I think y'all were prepared to take this project on.
You didn't have money allocated before you were to the process? There was funding for it, but apparently it was too much. That's what we need, something that was too much. It was too much money in that line item?
The cost to build it was too much repair.
So then it was just a decision that they made, and the cost was just too related to project. But you didn't have like the funding allocated prior to the contract.
So this will be to update our plans, to rebid the project, and then do construction administration for the project time period, which we're estimating at 12 months. Previously, we had estimated it just 6 months, and then after we received the bids, the timeframes were much closer to 12 months, so we did extend our construction administration to align more with what the contractors were thinking back in 2020. So it covers all of those different items. Like I said, there's no design changes except for systems and things like that that need to be
So this is
respecified.
just essentially just an amendment to the cost of what it's gonna cost you guys for the
Correct.
architectural.
Correct. And this was also assuming that our current contract still has, there was 15,000 remaining
Yes,
in
I
that.
saw that.
Okay, so it still assumes that's still there, and then this would be in addition to that to complete everything that I just talked about.
Correct. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena, all in favor?
Aye.
I have one abstention, Commissioner Talamantes. She just walked out.
Thank you.
Motion carries, thank you. 3.27, discussion appropriate action, monthly report for the month of July for the sanitation department. Questions? Sanitation department. Second to the last on the regular.
Motion table.
Motion to table by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena.
So do they have to be here all the time? Cause I thought on the quarterly,
On the quarterly, yes, but the
yes,
monthly,
but that's not the monthly.
We'll just-
This is the monthly.
we'll just have it for the next one.
You have the report?
There should be in your packet.
I would, I'm just, my personal opinion is if the report's available, we can read through it, unless there's any questions. We can go with it.
I thought that's the thing it said, and then.
That's just my opinion.
So are you withdrawing your motion,
Yes.
Commissioner Odena?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena, all in favor?
Aye.
One abstention. 3.28, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report for the landfill. Any questions of the landfill?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? We have one abstention. 4.1, discussion and appropriate action, approval of interlocal agreement between Carrizo Springs CISD and the Dimmit County for the cross guards. This is the annual cross guards, MOU that we have with the school district. There are no changes other than the term of the agreement, which shall begin August 24, 2026, and end on August 15, 2027. Are there any questions? Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 4.2, discussion and appropriate action, approval for Sheriff Chris Castañeda to attend the Southwest Border Sheriff's Coalition and Texas Coalition meeting in El Paso.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner,
Judge, this one shows September 30th, but I believe it's the 29th, and it ends on the 1st. I'll be back Friday.
September, you're leaving the September 29th?
Yes. Because it starts on the 30th, so I'm driving on the 29th. It's on the request, it's up here, but on the agenda too.
So the amendment to reflect September 29th.
Correct.
Are there any questions? Is there a motion? Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
There a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor? Any opposition?
I'm sure, I'm sorry, Judge, was it 29 to
The October the 1st.
It's the first.
Four point three, Joe, status report. Is there a motion to table?
Yes.
Ms. Montes is not available.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 5.1, status report utility.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you. Mr. Good morning, Mr. Utudo, ¿cómo estás? Thank you, sir.
Mr. David, I'd like to thank you for the assistance with the water leak in the area of the Espantosa subdivision. We greatly appreciate the assistance of getting there quickly.
You're very welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Utudo.
Yes, I just wanted to mention that during the flood, Jacob and I did keep an eye and monitor the water levels. But mostly, for line breaks and service line breaks, so.
Thank you.
I didn't mention it in
It's
the
okay.
report.
I appreciate you.
Any questions of Mr. Utudo?
Mr. David, thank you for giving us the medicine for the grass, for the weeds. And thank you, Commissioner Ureta. Now that I know Anna exists in Uvalde,
Oh,
we went over,
yeah.
they gave us medicine to see what we can do with the grass and the stickers.
Thank you,
It's a
Commissioner.
process, but we'll get it going at the moment.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Carmona, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Utudo. 6.3, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Treasurer, Mr. Oscar Ortiz.
The only thing really wanted to highlight, for the month of July, you're gonna see a big spike in the amount of money we spent on payroll, but that's just because we had 3 paychecks that month. Since June, we're down 25% of our total comp, which is good, you know, because I consider all the county has kind of like a credit card balance that we have to eventually pay. But other than that, everything's looking.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. Any questions of Mr. Ortiz? There are no questions.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.4, discussion of appropriate action, Dimmit County Quarter Third Investment Report.
So at the beginning of the quarter on April 1st, our value of our portfolio was $115,206,155.66. At the end of the quarter, June 30th, we had $107,254,840.69. Our weighted average yield was 4.05%, which is above our benchmark of like typical US Treasury at the time. For the quarter, we earned $1,092,482.34. And year to date, well, year to fiscal date, we have earned $3,440,262.93 in interest.
How much in interest?
For this quarter or for year to date?
Year to date.
It's on the front page, $3,440,262.93. So 3.5 million, roughly.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. Any other questions?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion appropriate action approval of standard mileage and meal reimbursement rates.
This is just something that I've been approached about a few times, so I just thought I'd bring it for your consideration. For the mileage per diem and, I mean, the meals also, we're below what the IRS kind of feels is standard, so I just wanted to see if y'all would consider raising it or leaving it the same. It's up to your choice.
What is the current rate for mileage? 69?
So as of July 1st, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it's 76 cents
76 cents.
a mile.
And the meal, $20?
The meals, it is 68 for the day. 16 breakfast, 19 lunch, and 28 dinner.
And what is it?
No, you're talking about what's recommended?
This is just the IRS.
No, she's asking what we have
Oh,
currently.
currently the
Right,
meals are
Commissioner,
68.
that's what you're asking?
Yes, ma'am.
She's asking what we currently,
Currently, we
not
pay,
what the IRS is.
currently the meals is $60, 15, 20, 25. And currently our mileage is 62 and a half.
So you're proposing that we increase the $8 for the meals to a new amount of $68 for the meal, and the mileage you're asking for 76 cents from, I mean, from the current 62.5, correct?
I wouldn't
Well, at
really,
least that's
I wouldn't
based
really
on the,
say my recommendation, but
based on the IRS.
yeah,
what's
consideration.
currently-
I feel like maybe a bump in the mileage is a little bit better just because of how crazy gas has gotten. But we're not too far off on the meals, but again, it's up to y'all, and I just thought it'd maybe be something that we want to consider.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. Is anyone, requesting that we increase as per the IRS standards or any other discussion?
Well, I can't get a reimbursement, but I do think that it's fair to keep it with times for the rest of the county, so I think considering that what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and if, you know, it's costing more money for travel expense, I'll be the one to make the motion to say that we should raise it to meet IRS standards to make sure that our employees that are traveling for education, are being met with something that's fair.
So what is your motion?
To meet it, the IRS.
It reflects $68 for meals and 76 cents for mileage.
If that's what's current and everything is around us, then yes, ma'am.
I have a motion by Commissioner Talamantes to increase meals to $68 and mileage to 76 cents.
Just make sure that it doesn't go past as of today forward.
Correct.
Not anything that is from
Yes.
what was previously, from right now forward.
Effective today?
Effective today is
No
what she
going
said.
back. So all the
Mhm.
agendas that have already been approved, they've been approved with that set mileage.
No, you have to charge it at the time that they travel.
Oh,
So
okay.
today,
So anything that's
Going forward,
today.
it's
going forward.
Submitted after today.
Correct.
You got it?
Thank you. I have a motion.
She has
by
a second,
Commissioner- Motion by Commissioner Talamantes, second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.6, discussion and appropriate action. Monthly report from County Auditor Carlos Pereira for the month of June and July 2026.
excuse me,
If you need to compose yourself, I'll give you a minute.
yes, ma'am. Total revenues through the end of July were $20,368,000. And that's on the first page on the fourth column. If we look at the second page, which is a summary of all the different departments, and you look at the same column, we're looking at $16,907,494,000. $16,907,494,000. 16,907, the fourth column. That gives us revenues over expenditures of $3,461,000 010.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pereira, we're going over the,
This one right here.
what month?
July.
It's for
Okay.
July.
I have,
So it's we're revenues over expenditures of $3,461,000.
3 million, you said?
3,461. So projecting forward, we will be
Revenues over spending.
revenues over expenditures roughly between 1 million and 500,000.
Any questions? I entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Marcelo Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.7, discussion and appropriate action, approval of proposed salaries for elected officials, 2026 through 2027.
I don't have a backup for this underneath it.
Mr. I don't have it. Do you have that, Mr. Pereira?
Don't we get it?
I don't have it.
Okay. That's a 3%.
Do you have additional copies for everybody or just that one? Mr. Pereira, do you have additional copies or
No.
just that one?
No, because I thought we gave it to your office. You want me to make a copy?
She can pass it down and we'll pass it down.
Judge, as of right now, do you know what percentage, and would it be 3% as well for the employees, or is that
Yes,
something
it
that
was
you're-
3% across the board, Commissioner.
The only thing you're doing today is elected officials,
Yeah, this
because
is
it has
just
to
for
be
elected.
publicized in order to get any increases.
I feel like the only issue that I struggle with is that considering that our employees are only gonna receive a 3% pay increase, it seems like a lot for us as elected to take that same amount when we can contribute it to employees that are actually doing the work.
Okay, the only thing you're doing today is that's the maximum that they will be able to get. So you can come back on budget
The actual
approval
budget and then,
to decrease, or you can increase, but you can't decrease.
Any other questions? Yes.
so we just can't
When
go
you
above
approve the budget, right.
3%.
Because this is what gets, whatever's advertised, that's the
We
maximum.
can't just,
go.
we can't go above it, but if we choose to recuse it and give it to the employees, that's something that we have the option to do as well.
Yes.
Once the budget comes to Commissioner's Court.
Correct.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor? I have one abstention. It's okay. I have one abstention. Commissioner Noguera stepped out. Motion carries. 6.8, discussion and appropriate action, approval to open bids for replacement of air conditioners at historical courthouse.
I received several bids. I just want to let you know this one was accepted, oh, that was a fight. Okay, you should take it right back.
We have one bid from Airspeed Heating and Cooling. That says estimate of $144,077 for estimate number 1. And estimate number 2 says $135,872. And that signifies the electric and heat for 3 American standards. The first one was heat pump wheel, third estimate foundation model electrical heat at $126,075. Airspeed, which I suppose, yes, it's the same company, I guess they just submitted. They submitted it, it's the same thing, they just broke it down, and I'll pass this to you guys right now. It's pretty much the breakdown of the estimate that they gave Commissioner Odena. We have R&J Eagle Contractors. And their estimate is $159,943.30. And I will pass this over, they just submitted one copy, so that's.
900.
No, 100 and, Commissioner Ducal, what I placed on your desk is, from Airspeed Heating and Cooling, that's bid number 1 for the replacement of the air conditioners at the old courthouse, the historical courthouse. We have one for R&J Eagle Contractors Inc., which I just read onto the record. Give me the amount. What was the amount, Commissioner? The second one, Commissioner Ducal, is $159,943.30. I know you're wearing your glasses. You were off by 50,000, 40,000. The third bid, excuse me, that was the second, yes, ma'am. The third bid is from Cool Comfort in the amount of $149,969. That is Cool Comfort.
I'm sorry, but can you say those numbers again?
Cool Comfort was 149, can I say Commissioner? $149,969.
Do we have copies?
I put one copy on there for you from the first bidder. The other bidders have only submitted one, so they're passing it around. The next bidder is Titus Dynamics. And for their replacement, it is $135,195, $135,195.
The the item is only to open the.
That is correct, Commissioners, not to accept the bids. So what we'll do is,
Discussion after.
no, ma'am, what we will do, is that Mr. Pereira and I will take these, bids, we will review them, we will, make sure that all the, information that was required is submitted, and then we'll bring it back before Commissioners Court at the next agenda, so that you all can decide, by the court's decision as to who is going to be the company that the court's gonna decide, if any, to replace the HVAC system at the old courthouse.
I believe that,
Yes, that's the one I gave you.
Yes, I think.
Oh, you gave me Mr. Odeno's back? Yes.
Judge, I just don't know if it's appropriate to ask the question as to what, is it an upgrade, or is this because of reoccurring issues, and are we replacing all the ACs?
I would, delegate that question to Commissioner Carmona, since he is over the historical courthouse. Commissioner Carmona.
I just didn't know if the question was appropriate to ask during this item, because it's just to open the budget, so that's what I was asking you.
So you can hold on to your question right now, it's just to approve to open the bids.
That's what I was asking, and then wait till a later time,
So
and then to further discuss.
when I put it back on the agenda after Mr. Pereira and I review all the bids, I'll put it back to accept the bids, and at that time you can ask your question as to the specifics of the air conditioning system.
Understood.
I will entertain a motion to accept the approval of the bids that were open today. Motion by Commissioner Noguera. Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries 6.10. Excuse me, 6.19. excuse me, 6.9, discussion and appropriate action, budget adjustment number 32 between Road and Bridge 3. That is, moving from maintenance repair road, maintenance repair vehicle, maintenance repair building, and park supplies to maintenance repair equipment, building, and maintenance repair parks. Any questions?
What park court?
It says to cover
Oh,
carport
so
expenses.
that was the one, because we use the building fund and you typically, there's nothing on the building because we don't do much to the building, so there wasn't much money that was allocated to the building fund. But the carport that I built was the one that was at the JP3 office. I got the approval of Commissioner's Court, but then we went into that area where we didn't really need the permission of Commissioner's Court because it's still county property, but we went ahead and we did it either way. But I covered the expenses for that carport that was installed there.
Yes, Mr. Pereira.
You were, oh, no, it was you that made me put it through Commissioner's Court for the approval. And Mr. Pereira told me I didn't have to. Yeah.
I thought we already done that.
Yeah. But we did,
It was brought last Commissioner's Court, but the numbers on the agenda
didn't read it.
didn't read precinct 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So this is just from the last one, but like, remember from the building, we said that we didn't need it? But that was the carport that we were talking about. It's the carport to the JP3's office. So I just covered the expenses for it. And because there was not enough money in the building, they have to still allocate it because it's still in a building upgrade, I guess, so to speak. So I wasn't able to use like maintenance or repair equipment or anything else. It had to come out of the building.
Commissioner, how come we didn't use the courthouse maintenance, Commissioner, if it's upgrades to the actual courthouse?
We've gotten into this topic plenty of times. I'm not willing to start an argument over something that we're all very well aware of at this point. And so I think that we'll just leave it at that, but I think that you fully understand why that the funding is not coming out of that line item. I'm just not willing to entertain.
I was just curious because I didn't know.
Have you reviewed the adjustment?
Yes, sir.
You're good?
Somebody's there.
I'm just wondering because you say one thing and say it's out for another thing.
But we had a discussion in court.
I honestly don't remember. I barely remember what I did yesterday. I have a motion by Commissioner, Uranda,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 6.10, discussion and appropriate action, budget adjustment number 34 between courthouse grounds. Mr. Pereira?
Do I have it?
It's maintenance and repair equipment and utilities to move to elevator and test
There
control.
were repairs to the elevators that were taken care of this year. And that's what we
You reviewed this one also?
Yes, sir.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda, second by Commissioner Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.11, claim docket. I have the general fund, $686,806.08. Dimmit County grants, $41,077.57. Dimmit County Airport, $3,646.69. Dimmit County Golf Course, $21,615.95. Courthouse Security, $6,376.07. Records Management Clerk, $4,040.93. Utilities, $55,797.06. Rodeo Arena, $1,877.01. Stone Garden, $37,592.69. Operation Lone Star, $10,144.64. Dimmit County payroll, $672,371.85. Tax note series 23, $43,729.04. MH Pathway to Recovery, $5,663.79. COs 2019, $420,946.82. SB 22, $13,129.23 for a grand total of $2,024,815.42.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. At this time, we are going into executive session and executive, excuse me, executive session discussion and potential action may occur pursuant to chapter 312 of the Texas Tax Code, chapter 381 of Texas Local Government Code, and authority regarding approval of the First Amendment of Modified Tax Abatement and Economic Development Agreement, First Amendment, proposed to be executed by and between Dimmit County, Texas County, and Shake Solar LLC regarding the company's currently operating solar panel electricity generating transmission and distribution facility with related land improvements and equipment, said company facility with related land improvements and equipment, said company facility containing in a total of 1,969.749 acres, more or less, wholly located and operated in the unincorporated area of said county and in the Dimmit County Tax Abatement Investment Zone 2019-001, Zone A Tax Abatement Reinvestment Zone designated for commercial industrial development in said county, which said company facility described as containing approximately 1,811.749 acres of land, more or less, compromising the location of the company's solar array electricity generation facilities in zone, with said solar array land being a part of abstract numbers 155, 156, 1519, 631, 632, 634, 635, 945, 14 of said county. Approximately 158 acres of land, more or less, and being of a 100-foot strip of land by tract from road and other boundaries, more or less, and compromising the location of the company's electricity transmission and distribution line facilities or gen-tie alignment in the zone, with said gen-tie alignment land beginning at a point within approximately 100 feet north of the northway bound of Texas Highway 85, nearly the most easterly corner of abstract 636 of said county, and continuing across central lands to not but not beyond or within the eastern city limit boundary of city of Ashton, Texas, and land continuous thereto, and all other matters related to the first proposed amendment. Thank you, Mr. Castañeda. You can turn it. Ms. McDaniel, we are calling the executive session, regular meeting back to order, excuse me. I will entertain a motion at this time to approve the vote order as per the order and attached copy as presented by Mr. Kimbrough. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda,
Second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the regular meeting. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Estrada. The time is 1:13, Mrs. McDaniel, and I am calling the public facilities meeting to order. Roll call. Let the record reflect that all parties are present. We do have a quorum. 1.3, approval of minutes of August the 3rd, 2026. I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Jose Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.1, discussion and appropriate action to review and discuss the energy proposal upgrade from Schneider Electric to evaluate key information for budget planning and decision making. The same presentation, correct, that was submitted.
Judge, did Ms. Hernandez get the printouts for us?
I don't know, Ms. Hernandez.
There's no attachment. I think when you back. Attachment. Okay. So we'll go ahead and just go through the discussion of it as well. The last time that I spoke with Mr. Perea, we do have, fund balance that is available in that area, but the boat control station is needing immediate attention. As well as you can see that in the pictures, we have mold growing in the ceilings. The drainage for the AC as well, like the tubing that's in there.
It was 60,000, right?
Yes, this one is for 60,000. This is a retaining fee for just this facilities. The roof on top needs work. It needs a lot of work. There's leaks that are coming through the inside of the roof where there's structural, damage in the roof that is allowing the water to go through. We do try to patch it up and seal it up as much as we can. That including the power grid, as I mentioned. Usually anytime that the light goes off, it kind of sends a surge to the rest of the units that are in the facility. And it, so to speak, think of it as like the TV being on when a blackout happens. It gets too much power drawn to it, and so it's kind of kicking out these ACs. We do feel like this is the best option considering all the work that the facility needs to be done. Like we mentioned, Judge, Schneider Electric was one company that you presented to us, and having that key component of all the different services that they offer within that company seems beneficial, especially when we're dealing with something as complex as the Border Patrol Station. We do fear that if we don't take action, as you saw, it's about 150,000 that we use in 1 year. I believe year to date, it was a lot higher than that from 2020, right, Mr. Perea? We went back from 2020. So we basically have the opportunity to try to correct all the structural challenges that they are facing at the Border Patrol Station and hopefully offset some of that cost and save us some of that maintenance and repair fees that we've been allocating to those ACs within the past few budgets. If the report isn't there to be able to see, it was a $60,000 proposal, and that's something that I'm willing to take from the fund balance to make sure that we can start that process. I do know that we had funds in professional services, but I think those funds were allocated previously to the contract of the facility, if I'm not mistaken, right?
How much are you talking about?
60,000.
Yeah, we don't have it budgeted. I mean, we have to come back and do a budget amendment to start.
So I can always do a budget amendment within my own, within the own budget to move into professional services. Cause I know that we started off with professional services in there, but I think that those funds were allocated for the attorney fees, correct?
But it's only 18, for the
18,
public,
yeah.
it's only 8,000.
8,000. So then we'd have to move over 60,000
Right.
to be able to start our professional services, to start on that facility.
Questions?
I have a question. Mr. Pereira, is would you consider a border patrol station one of our strongest revenue generating entities? For the county?
Yes,
Is it?
Yes, because we basically, and we have a healthy fund balance. in there. Very well.
Any other questions?
Mr. Garcia is welcome.
I'd like to just clarify the two proposals that we sent. One was for the 60 to get an immediate start for the, as Commissioner mentioned, for the border patrol. The 120 is the countywide. The countywide, if we do that, that's where these savings can help offset some of the costs that are gonna be involved on all the projects. But because the border patrol, I believe, my understanding was they pay their electric bill. They're gonna get the benefit of the utility savings.
You're not gonna get, the county per se is not gonna get any savings necessarily because they pay their utilities. It's just more of fixing the issues
It's
for
fixed,
them.
correct. We're gonna be able to address all the deferred maintenance that's there.
Correct.
But you can come back later if you wanna approve this and you wanna come back and amend the 60 to the 120, so we could do all the county on the next meeting. We'll do that. We're just gonna, we can get a little bit of a lead start on the border patrol. if they decide to.
Other questions?
Do you have any questions for me?
I don't have any questions for you, no. Just. I don't have any questions for you. Anybody else?
I guess, as long as we can allocate the funds, I mean, it's,
But we gotta come back to do a budget
yeah,
amendment.
to me, the way I look at it, it's like having a house on rent. And
Honestly,
we're making
you
good
don't
money
take
off of it.
action.
We need to.
Judge,
take
the
care
air
of it.
conditioners are costing an enormous amount of money, but we do need to do a budget amendment so we can approve the
So
contract.
in order for us to approve this particular one, not the countywide, but this one in particular, does it need to be subject to doing a budget amendment?
Or do the budget amendment first and then do the contract.
I think it's just subject to do.
That's your
So then
recommendation.
we'll table this for today.
Judge, I would like to respectfully ask for the approval, subject to
I know,
the
that's what I
budget
just asked him
amendment.
though, but he
Yeah,
said no.
he's saying that you can do it first, but I won't take action until the budget amendment is, changed. Because again, they're not gonna take the funds right away to begin the process. This is just a commitment to say that we are gonna move in that direction. So stopping me right now to get the budget amendment first over funds that are not gonna be withdrawn automatically is just gonna delay my process for making sure that we can get that facility up and running. As Mr. Perea said, it is a good revenue source for the county. It's one of the most important revenue sources for the county because basically it's just landlord over the facility. But it is immediate attention, and that's why we said, we do know that the border patrol station is gonna see some of that offset cost of savings. But on our end, that's why we took the maintenance and repairs of solely what's being allocated for AC repairs into consideration to show what it is that we spent.
I have absolutely no issue at all whatsoever in having a commitment letter or commitment to Schneider. I know what Mr. Garcia represents. I've known him for some time and I know his word is good.
I have just respectfully requested.
I have no issue with what you're asking for. It's just that I just asked Mr. Perea, that I'm Mr. Perea. So I guess maybe you should make your argument to him, because his recommendation to the court is for us not to approve until we do the amendment. So that's why I'm asking if.
But why is it considered that my input is an argument when it's a discussion that we're having? So changing the
Well, I'm
narrative to
not
say
saying
like that I'm
argument as in a
arguing
negative
over.
connotation. I'm saying
because
argument as in a
I
The
get
negative
it.
only thing is that if for any reason the budget amendment doesn't go through, then you've got an issue already with the contract that's up, or the commitment's already been done without the money there.
And the budget amendment has to be approved through this commissioner's court.
Right.
And so you see my delay of how we just kind of delay things and stop me from being able to move effectively, efficiently forward to be able to get things done. That's just the delays that I experience from time to time. But like I'm telling you, I do have the funds in there, the fund balance is healthy. It is an area that should be prioritized and given immediate attention because these agents have been without central cooling throughout efficiently the entire building 100%. It has not happened in the past 3 or 4 years. So tying in legality to kind of delay the process seems a little bit foolish to me, but I can still respect the decision of this court.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve by Commissioner Talamantes,
Subject to correction of doing the budget amendment.
is there a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Is there any opposition?
No, sir.
You're gonna abstain?
No,
Oh, you're gonna, aye. Anybody else?
until we get
Commissioner Gonzalez?
I voted against, not against, but we need the budget adjustment as Mr. Pereira.
Motion carries.
And if it's something that we knew that we should have gotten done, taken care of, we should have put it in the commissioner's court for this docket.
I tried to add it, I didn't add it afterwards, if I was doing. But I didn't.
check.
You're voting 4-1, 3-2.
It's, say that again, Commissioner?
That I tried to submit the information after the fact. And I told her that it was my effort, because she's saying that it should have been done prior, and I did tell her that I can send her the email for it. It was my intent to provide the information, and I did try to send the email.
Correct. You send it after the deadline.
Yes, but still within time frame for the
No, it's-
amendment, it's because it was through.
It's
Okay,
three
well, we don't have to have this
I understand
conversation.
that, but you're representing misinformation. It's 3 business days to post an irregular agenda, 3 business days to post an addendum, and 3 business days for any special meeting. You submitted the request for what, I guess what you're telling her.
So Wednesday would have been the deadline for the
No,
amendment.
Commissioner, 3 business days means Tuesday. You submitted it Wednesday, so we can't post it because it's late. 3 business days means in order for us to.
That would have been the addendum.
Correct, but.
So the 3 business days, and I still didn't get the addendum.
But that
was the point that I was trying to make.
No, but you're misinterpreting the addendums, just for clarification, addendums, agenda items, and any, special meeting items have to be posted within 3 business days. So for Monday meetings, all items must be posted
This
by
item is
Tuesday.
not on the agenda to be having the discussion over.
I know, but you're,
Agenda
but
to
you're
have the
giving
conversation
wrong
about it.
information. I
I'm
just
not
wanna
giving the wrong
clarify.
information. I will present
Yeah, the
evidence
motion
and fact
carries.
of how 3 business days does work for you. But the agenda, this item's not on the agenda to have this discussion.
That is not how it works.
Yes, it is. And I still have this discussion
Could
on
we
the agenda
go
item.
3-2 or 4-1?
It's 4-1. We have, Commissioner McCullough. I will, 3.2, discussion and appropriate action, new business. Any business? No new business, no
On the
action?
public, on the mineral brand or the boundary line, is there any
I
business
have
on
no new
that?
business. 4.1, discussion and appropriate action monthly report. Mr. Pereira?
So for the month of July. So through the month of July, we have $747,000 worth of revenues and expenditures to in the both Little Rio Grande public facilities and the border patrol. So we have revenues of 747, expenditures of $293,056.
Any questions? I entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Rivera. Second by Commissioner Gonzalez. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Claims docket, public safety, $62,298.11. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena. Second by Commissioner Talamantes. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Yes, Mr. Kim.
Please sign the vote order, all of you, on the sheriff's matter.
Yes, sir. You have that?
Attest by the county clerk.